What we are going to learn, get set css. Earlier we saw how we can set the html, add the html, append, prepend, before, after. Okay, so and how can remove the added html. But in this case we can append the css also, or we can add the css in our html also, right? So earlier means in a jquery we need to there are different properties and we need to write long code for javascript. But in jQuery we have the methods to add the css. Okay, so moving towards the methods how we can add the css in your existing html element. Okay, so there are add class, remove class, toggle class, and css. Okay, so if you have the css file, you have the css file, and there are different css defined for particular ids. You can change the id of html element by using the id or class. Okay, add class, add one or more classes to the selected element, remove one or more classes from selected elements, and toggle between adding remove classes from the selected element. Okay, so we'll see one by one how it will work. Okay, this is about the css, means how we can write the css. So jQuery add class method. Okay, the following example will show how to add the class attribute. So here just show you means how we can add the class. Let me close the other tabs here. Okay, so in this method I say add class and it will change the look and feel. So what exactly happening here? Okay, I'll copy this in the visual code for better understanding. Okay, sorry, now here you can see, just see add class. The meaning, the meaning is add class means based on that uh, method you understand that what is the purpose of the add class. So what add class is doing here, what we are doing here, you can see button click, on button click what we are doing here. Already the css is there, already important and blue, these both css are means this css is already there, this important, dot important, and blue already there. There are my paragraphs, but this paragraph don't have any css or identifier. Okay, so how I can add the identifier or css to them? Okay, so here what we are doing, say h1 h2 and p is what I want to do, h1 h2 and paragraph tag, and I want to add class as a blue and add class as a important. So what exactly happening here, you can see the plain things are here. Just a minute, I'll just expand this. Okay, now see, now refresh it. Okay, just let me take it this side. Okay, so here you can see, here is the head tag, in that you can see the Jekyll reference and all. So here is the body. Okay, once I click here, you see the difference here. Okay, you can see, once I click here, see it add the class here, class, and you know that already there is a css associated with this class. You know that already there is a css, this is a css important and blue, means what you are doing, you are just what you are doing, you are modifying, you are adding the new attribute class to your h1 and paragraph. Here you are adding, and it will change, it will automatically set this css to this elements where you have used the blue, or see here important use here and blue is used here. Okay, and that css will automatically get attached with this html element. So here what we are doing, we are not writing separate css for that. What we are doing, based on a button clicking, I just change the element identifier class. I just add the element as an identifier class, and it will use the existing css. Generally what happens, already there is a css are there, but what you need to do, you need to use the existing css. Consider in existing css there are font structure is same, button should be look like. Okay, so for button there is a particular class. Consider there is an organization with the name Infosys, and Infosys having they having their website having unique structure and layout and look and feel. Okay, so based on that they refine their CSS for their websites, and in that CSS if there is one button, okay, the button needs to be look similar on every page, on every Infosys website and everywhere. Okay, or font size needs to be unique on any website you open for a Infosys. So for that purpose they use the same CSS, and they just use this type of a class. CSS file is same. Once you use the class for button, then it will use the same CSS to that button everywhere. Okay, so for that purpose we use the add class. Again, moving ahead, in the add class, here multiple classes with the within the add class method. Okay, so here you can say we can add the multiple classes. Means if I want, see here, this is the sum text. You can see here button add class div button class important and blue. So important and blue for set div 1. For this div they set both the CSS here. Okay, both the CSS extra large will apply, bold is applied and blue is applied. Okay, why? Because the add class means both the classes added. So one confusion in your on your top of mind, that how we can add the multiple classes. So I'll add here and add class here. Let's see the output. Okay, now see, now I go in output window, refresh it. Okay, see here, you can see the change. See, error is there. Go on to console. Unexpected error here. Okay, it's good that when there's a double dot is there, again I go in my element, again here I remove double dot, save this, refresh it again, then I click here. You can see important and blue, both the classes are here. The space important and blue are there, you can see, and it will attach the CSS for that. Okay, so moving ahead, now moving ahead, this is remove the class. How? This is a method to remove the class. Okay, toggle class. Toggle class means once I click, then it will set the class. Once I again click, then it will remove the class. Okay, see here. Now if I say, if I click, click, okay, again if I open it in here, oh, sorry. See, we are learning all these methods and we are using all these method in our student registration form. Okay, first we understand all the methods and properties. Okay, once I click here, look here, again I click, click, click. Okay, so sometimes you feel that means somewhere we click, then it will change the background color. Once again I click, it will remove. Means if you selected any element, then all background color will change. Again you select it, then again change. So for better user interface, this kind of methods are used. See here, toggle, the toggle method is there. Once you use the toggle class method, it will remove. Again you click, and again it will add. Okay, so at a time you no need to write add and remove class method. Add class and remove class, toggle method perform both the roles. If the class name already there, then it will remove. If not there, then it will add. Okay, so moving ahead, again Jquery CSS method. Now in the Jquery CSS method, next thing is the Jquery CSS method. So what is the CSS? Means it will directly, earlier what we are doing in earlier session, means the Jquery add class and toggle class or remove class. Those, the purpose of this is to add the classes and based on that CSS will attach. Here we can directly add the CSS properties to the HTML element. Okay, it set returns one or more style properties of the selected element, return CSS properties. So if we go here and check that, means how it will work. See, return the background color for P. Okay, So here it will return, means it will get me the background color. Okay, it gives me the background color of a paragraph P. Okay, now what I do, I just copy this. Okay, so here what background color, this is plain text string. Here what they are doing, P means a paragraph dot css dot background color dot css and background color, means here it's saying paragraph, then it will check the paragraph. Okay, these are the paragraph. Okay, okay, this is the paragraph, this is the paragraph. Now now here P dot css means this is the background color, and which property, which attribute or which property, this is the background color. So what is the background color, then we'll check that what will be the output here. If I click the background, it will say rbg 25500, means what here happening here, it just return the background color for this first paragraph. It just return the background color this for first paragraph. If I say id here green, and I use here, okay, let's see what is the output. Okay, now here 25500. Okay, again refresh background color. Now here 0255 means red, green, blue, this all color combination based on this color red, green, blue, and it will have 255 here. Okay, because this is a green color. Now see, now what happened here, the dot css, and if you give the property it will retrieve, there is any other property also. If you there is other property, border, style, anything, it will retrieve that property. But in a rare case we use this kind of many times you need to set the css, not read the css. Yeah, okay, so means the main our intention is to set a css property. This is how we can set the property. Here is a simple way to set the css. Here if I set the color, it will change all the background color to the free. So here what happening, here it will say, I just copy it and show you how it will work. Okay, so here I saved this. Here what happening, there are paragraph, and I say css and background color property, set it as a yellow. Right now there are different background color properties. Okay, now here you can see here this background. Here what happening, it will earlier what happened, when you say background color, it will retrieve the background color for P only. But in this case it will change the background color for all the paragraphs. Okay, it will change the background color. See, now I go here, refresh it, sorry, yes, here only. Now set background color. See here, background color, all the properties are changed to the, but when when I say background color here, now see, when I call the background color here p.css, but I say console dot log here. Now console dot log, and I close this and save. Now I'm just displaying the property background color here, run console. Here it gives me, let me show you, means it gives me the only first paragraph properties. Okay, when you say, when you button click, but it gives me the only one paragraph. But when you say css background color and then properties of, when you say like this, when you set the property of the p, then it will set to the all. But when you get the property, then it will get the which one is the latest element. Means what happening, the HTML browser read the element tags, then which one is the first, it will find the first one, and then it will retrieve the get the property. And if the in the set case, it will go through the all the HTML element and set the background color. Okay, understand the difference. Okay, and if you want to iterate through all the paragraph elements, if you want to get all the paragraph element properties, then you need to iterate through the element. Okay, so you need to find the element, then that thing is how we can iterate the different elements, which is a part of a traversing. We'll learn in that traversing. Okay, so moving ahead, so you can set the at a time multiple properties using this CSS method. You can set the multiple properties here. You can see, you can set run, and you can set the multiple properties. CSS background color and font size, both are set using the using the CSS method. So this is about the CSS method. Using the CSS method, we can set the properties of the CSS. Okay, means we can set the HTML element properties. Then moving ahead, jQuery dimensions. In a jQuery dimensions, it will retrieve the dimensions, means height, width of your existing elements. Okay, inner width, outer width. Okay, so you just explore this topic, inner width, outsider width. See jQuery dimensions, border, padding, element. This is an element, and it's the height, then which is in the height. So today what you need to do, you explore this jQuery dimensions. Okay, jQuery dimensions. Okay, so go through this jQuery dimensions so that you understand. It retrieve the size, means what is the size of the inner width of the element, then inner height from this padding to this padding, then outer height in this for this border, then margin. So you, this is your responsibility to understand all this element, all this method, which is called jQuery dimension, means through which you can you will get the dimension of your element. See here, this is display dimension, width div, height of div. Okay, so here they just use the width and height of particular div, so which is the 300 and 100. Here they set, using this CSS they set the width and height. Okay, so you explore the other properties of the this width and height. Okay, so tomorrow we'll look into the traversing, how we can traverse the different element. So I stop here.